Hey guys. Yeah, okay. So right now I'm testing the connection, and if you can see this, then hopefully we'll be streaming. And as usual, long loading time. Alright, so yeah, what basically happened before is that when we were playing, whenever we tried to stream something, it kept disconnecting. And so what I did was I'm trying to upload it to a different server. Like last time I was on the Asian, or actually Singapore server, but then from what I heard previously was that the Singapore servers tend to be quite spiky, so what people usually upload to is the San Francisco server, so I'm trying that out now. Hopefully that should be better, huh? And also, for those who are watching the who were waiting for Left 4 Dead 2 stream yesterday,
this is the story of a man named Stanley.
Yeah, it didn't capture properly.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed...
Hold on guys, I want to set some stuff first. Alright, so yeah, as I was saying just now, for those who are waiting for the Left 4 Dead 2 Suicide Blitz run yesterday, there was a problem where it didn't capture. It was all black screen, so we're gonna have to run that again some other time. But for now, let's just hope that this will work, huh?
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
So, this is the cloud ending that I was trying to get. And like previously, when I closed the door, the narrator would bug out on me, so I was just stuck in that room.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, so let's do this systematically. The last time we did this, when we completed the game, at the brainwashing room, there was an on and off switch, so I'm going to try turning it on this time.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office hoping he might find an answer there.
Synergize core value expenditure. Oh, monetize free to play. Should we do this? Since we're testing, let's do this.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
I can't jump in this game.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused. You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say that, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet
The
ending
broom
was my
closet
favorite."
ending.
I hope your friends find this concerning. Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is.
A bitch.
That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead.
What? No, I'm still moving.
You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a
AFK.
situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony
Narrative tropes.
and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Anything else? No? Alright.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I feel like going up to see what's in this bathroom though. Or like the other rooms. It looks so interesting.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't
Oops.
possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
Amazing.
Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
But seriously, this horror part. It's not even horror, it's like just freaky. So guys, how do you find the Stanley Parable so far? I'm guessing you've seen, if you've seen the last stream as well, it was kind of better. Right now I'm like running maintenance tests, so it's a little bit here and there, a little bit more casual.
Into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
I'm still here, guys. Hold on, Give me a second. I'm doing some settings. Alright. Let's go. Ooh. And I swear it's
Stanley
too
walked
early
straight
for
ahead
this
through
shit.
the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape! I'm not doing that again. It's dark.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Oh, but it's not so bad. I mean, I've been here before, so it's not so bad.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Okay, I'm employee 427, right? I want to see where's my screen. I think it's the one with the red text though. Oh no. 427. There we are. Oh, just my room? Sure. Alright, so lift.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason
Irony.
he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never.
Never.
It was unthinkable, but wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Well, all you've been doing is pressing buttons, so.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
I don't
For
know.
he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
I don't know. Maybe I do want to turn it on. Yeah, I'm gonna turn it on. Ooh. Five. Mind controls idle, awaiting input. Okay, so the last time we shut it down, right? I am going to turn it
And when at
on.
last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
No! Evil!
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Okay. Horror.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so
Run
much
back.
that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode.
What?
Eliminating the entire complex.
No!
How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes.
No!
Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are?
3.
A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine and set you free.
Narrator bliss.
Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story.
Voltage center.
Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control
Where's button number 4?
away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock.
3 attempts remaining.
These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me.
3.
Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
Whoa, narrator, chill.
You're in for quite a disappointment.
Such twist.
But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away.
Where's button number 4?
You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No
Oh, up there!
Just you being blown to pieces, it is. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count.
No!
It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Okay. So, that was interesting. I saw a door just now. I wonder what that was. Let's try it again.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, what's the code again? 2845, right?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it... Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Now guys, I'm gonna be so pissed off if there's no way to turn off that bomb.
Stanley walked straight ahead
I
through the
swear
large
this
door
lighting.
that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
That one, right? Yeah, I think so. Let's go.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3,
walking,
4,
eating, working.
5.
All of it monitored and commanded from
There's
this
this big
very
red button.
place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the control.
Yeah, right.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
Yes, I did.
After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go.
Let it
turn
go.
the controls off, and
Yeah, no.
leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification,
How did you get my DNA anyway?
detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires.
Okay,
this is
okay.
much better
Let's try
than what
this
I had in
number one
mind.
again.
What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you.
Where's number 3?
About
Here, right?
me. Where we're going.
Yeah, here.
What
3.
all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated. All right, I'm in a good mood. You're going to die anyway.
4.
I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them.
I swear to
turned off
God,
the
narrator.
machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then
Jesus
dying
Christ.
alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing
Okay.
everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
This version
Big
of
red
events
button.
has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make
Incorrect.
sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the
Yeah,
next
let's just
go
up.
around
Aye.
will be even better.
Bitch!
My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what?
Let's
To
try
hell
that.
with it.
5 to 1.
I'm going to put some extra time on the clock.
Yellow
Why
button.
not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time
Incorrect.
doesn't grow
2.
on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to
1.
button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that,
Red
Stanley?
button.
That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? But you really believe
Okay,
there's an
so
answer?
numbers
How
don't
many
work,
times
big
will
rig
you
button
replay
doesn't
this bit,
work.
looking desperately for a solution? 10? 100? 1,000? I look forward to finding out and to watching the bomb go off each time you fail. Just you and me and the retching explosion of fire and metal over and over and over for all of eternity. And
Quantum
Stanley died again.
Annual backup power to activate.
And
What the hell is
Stanley
that?
died again. And Stanley died again. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have
Goodbye,
left.
employee.
30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you being blown to pieces. Will
Man,
you
I
cling
really want to search up
desperately to
a
your
guide
frail
for
life?
this.
Or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment
Alright then.
until the moment I say,
Okay.
happily ever up.
I'm gonna search up a guide for that. Alright, but for now let's do another ending.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself.
I noticed that his
days,
narration is
centuries?
always different.
Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
Alright, there's another
Stanley
one
came to a set of 2 open doors.
on
He
his
entered
left
the
when
door
he,
on his
instead of
left.
going up into the boss office, let's go down the stairs. Systematic for y'all.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a
Okay, there's
staircase,
no other choice upstairs,
Stanley
right?
walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Escape done. On, off done. Before that, going back. Nothing really much. Okay, let's go down the stairs. Whew, this is creepy.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real.
What? Yeah.
At last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt.
I
to
swear to
have finally
God.
found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above
Oh, whoa,
the
what the fuck?
ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin,
Okay.
the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of the world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Screamer? No screamer? Oh, okay.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is
Jesus,
Stanley.
that music.
I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
What? I swear this
This is the
creepiness.
story of a woman named Marialla.
What?
Marialla woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work.
What?
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
What?
And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal.
No, Marialla!
I am sane.
Run while you still
I
can!
am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Huh. That is interesting. Alright, so what ending is that? Dream ending? Marialla? Marialla ending? Yeah, okay. I'll label it as Marialla ending. Okay, anyway guys, so thank you for joining. I was just doing some maintenance tests, so today will be a little bit shorter. So yeah, everything seems to be going smoothly. So we'll probably be doing more runs. We'll be doing other runs of other games from now on. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching this, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.